Two games on the Saturday Super Wildcard slate. Seahawks and Niners kick things off, followed by the Chargers and Jaguars in the nightcap. And to get some winning ingredients for the Seahawks and Niners in Santa Clara, we're going to send it out to Caesars Sportsbook at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, where Eric Casillas anchors our Sportsline coverage. EK, take it away.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Russ. It is awesome to be here. And let me tell you, I am the guest today for the local crew. They are all here. I got everybody in the pool. I just love being in Vegas. In Kenny White's hometown, the Wizard of Oz, Todd Furman. He had to get down to one laptop to be here.
Only for now, EK. We'll bust out the other laptop as we get deeper into the day. Don't worry about that.
I'm in his neighborhood. This is the best. I can't believe I'm here with you guys. It's so much fun. And let's start with that first game of the day. Seattle and San Francisco. The people and the professionals that I'm hearing talk it seems like we're all in San Francisco. But the line started at 10, then went to 9.5, and now it's at 9. So let's start right out of the gate with side. Is anybody going to make a case for the underdog? Zach, you're first.
No, I'm going to be on San Francisco's side. I just look at the way Kyle Shanahan has had success when he plays a repeat matchup. We've seen it multiple times against the Green Bay Packers. Regular season success, postseason success. 6-0 in the division this year. Beat Seattle convincingly in both matchups. And you look at Brock Purdy, you don't need him to have a stellar matchup. We saw Jimmy Garoppolo in the first matchup, 154 passing yards. Brock Purdy in the second matchup, 217 passing yards. And defensively, they bottled up Geno Smith. They made him look like a backup quarterback. So I'm on the San Francisco side here. Even with the line coming down, I'll take them -9.
All right, Todd, you want to make a case for the Seattle Seahawks? Or are you also on the favorite? Look, I know from you guys, we don't often like to give a lot of points on a public team, and this kind of thing. We're not taking the points here?
No, I'm not, EK. I mean, you can look at the way this number has moved, though, and you raised an excellent point, talking about the fact that this game opened in that 10-10.5 range. You've seen one-way traffic on Seattle, despite the general public coming in on San Francisco. But it's hard for me to argue with the complete body of work. I know there are all sorts of questions about what you're going to get from Brock Purdy. It's the first time a quarterback drafted as late as he has will start a playoff game going all the way back to 1950. But we've seen it time and time again that this 49ers system isn't dependent on a quarterback. Kyle Shanahan's going to run what he wants to run. He's going to lean on the ground game. He's going to simplify the offense a bit. And more importantly in this spot, guys, he's going to lean on his defense. I mean, Nick Bosa is going to pin his ears back. He's going to come right after Geno Smith, force him to get rid of the ball a lot quicker than he'd like. But I'm not going to go with the full game angle. I'm actually going to back the 49ers in the first half. I think it's important for them to get a quick start. You're going to get a very strong game script early on. And asking them to go into the break up a touchdown doesn't feel that big a mountain to climb.
Yeah, I'm actually going San Francisco first quarter, -3. I don't see this game being tied at the end of the first quarter, and I don't see the 49ers losing at the end of the first quarter. And if this isn't basically 3-3, 7-7, or Seattle ahead, then I'm going to be okay here. Like, I feel like this is a good spot. And if I get that first touchdown and put some pressure on them, then it could really be a problem. I'd like to see who wins the coin toss first. I'd like to have San Francisco win the coin toss. And if they do, I'm going to feel even better about it. I might wait. It's not been the first time that I would wait and see who won the coin toss. It's not like they tell you, a half second before. So if San Francisco wins the coin toss, I love the first quarter. Before it gets to 3 and a hook, I'll take it -3. Kenny, all I've heard is 49ers. All I've heard is maroon and gold. You want to make a case for the great Pacific Northwest?
Can't do it. I wish I could because, I obviously love underdogs. But in this case, San Francisco, this is such a dominant football team. I don't know if I've ever seen a team this good. The defense, the best in the NFL. I've got the highest rating on their defense. They got Christian McCaffrey, one of the top 5 running backs in the NFL. George Kittle, one of the top 5 tight ends in the NFL, and Deebo Samuels. And then they got other weapons besides that. I don't think I've ever seen a team this deep in weapons and a coach that's that excited about a quarterback that he has that's a rookie that stepped in the middle of the season. I've seen Kyle Shanahan get more aggressive the last 3 weeks than I've ever seen him in his entire career with a rookie at quarterback. Look at the numbers they put up in their last 4 home games. 38, 37, 35, and 33, I think they put up. That's the last 4 home games with Brock Purdy at quarterback. This offense is clicking on all cylinders. The defense is tremendous. Seattle, overachievers from the beginning of the season. Their first game against Denver, They had Denver fumbled the football at the 1 yard line twice, or Denver probably beat Seattle by 2 touchdowns. And Seattle isn't here, and they don't recover from that first game. But they did. They've had a miraculous season, but you know what? They've come back to earth the last 4 or 5 weeks. And we know this is a weak football team. I think San Francisco dominates the game.
Yeah, we've talked about the idea that Seattle might be cooked. And look, now we got to get to total. And you mentioned the 49er totals at home last 4 weeks. Their team total 26.5. I look for the game, it's 42, 20.5 in the first half. How does weather, if at all, impact what you're going to do on total, and what are you going to do on total? Todd Furman, you're first.
Well, I mean, I wanted to see Kenny have the whole board and the green screen to show me the full meteorology report, so you can tell me minute by minute exactly what we're looking at. Unfortunately, we don't have that luxury. But for me, I'm going to go under the total in the first half, and it has a little bit to do with weather and a lot to do with 2 quarterbacks debuting on a stage that we haven't seen them on before. You talk about Brock Purdy and the gaudy numbers he's put forth. He's led this 5-game winning streak for the 49ers, but at the same time, this will be the first time that Purdy is going to see the same defense a second time. We saw earlier this season on a short week, Brock Purdy, 21-13 winner against these very same Seahawks. And Kenny's exactly right, talking about this Seahawks team where water started to meet its level. It's a team that we didn't think much of coming into the year. They're down to Key Cog and Jordan Brooks, but I look at the 49ers, they can be methodical. They can take 6 to 7 minutes a drive, and all it's going to take is one drive stalling out around midfield. The pace and tempo, I think, can work favorably towards the game starting slow and maybe picking up late. And that's before we get into the Seattle side. When you look at Geno Smith, averaging more than 7 yards per pass attempt against everybody not named the 49ers this year, but they've been able to generate pressure with a front four. It forces Geno to get the ball out of his hands quickly. And EK, I don't expect Kenneth Walker to find a whole lot in the way of running lanes, but that's not going to stop Pete Carroll from trying to establish the run.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to join you in that first half under will be, and for the reasons you said. Total.
I'm going under full game, under the 42. I look at how the Seahawks struggled this year against the San Francisco 49ers. Just one offensive touchdown in 8 quarters of football. That touchdown came in the final 3 minutes of the second matchup. So they went almost 8 full quarters without scoring a touchdown. And then I look at San Francisco's playoff intensity defense. Historically, they're going to play that same game script offensively, maybe even a little bit more limited in the postseason with Brock Purdy under center. You go back to last year, all 3 playoff matchups went under the total. No total surpassed the point total of 40 points. So I'm on under full game, 42.
All right, Kenny, you're first on the props. Give me 10 seconds on your total and then start us off with the props.
I'm going over in the game. Those numbers I talked about, the 49er offense is just clicking on all cylinders. I think they get on the board early, often. My prop's going to be Christian McCaffrey, over 74.5 rushing yards. He's gone over 100 yards 3 of the last 5 games. He's one of the best running backs in the entire NFL. They have continuity now, and I think really Shanahan is going to take some pressure off Purdy today, and I think that's because Christian McCaffrey has such a big day.
Zach?
I'm going to go under Christian McCaffrey receiving yards, under 37.5, and I just think you look at the first game script with Brock Purdy at quarterback. Christian McCaffrey, he had 26 rushing attempts. That's the only time as a 49er he's had more than 20 this year. And you look at him out of the backfield as well. He was bottled up. He only averaged 5 yards a catch. So obviously I'm on San Francisco's side. So the game script for me, I want San Francisco to be rushing the football on their final 2 to 3 drives, avoiding that backdoor pass attempt. So I'm expecting Christian McCaffrey to go under 37.5 receiving yards.
Also 4.5 would be the catch number for him. So maybe we'll go with 4 catches and not 5. Todd, your prop?
Yeah, I mean, I actually have a couple I like in this game, and we can start with the 49ers at receiver with Brandon Ayuk, and this is a number that's trended down, but I still think there's value going under his number in the mid-40s. Brandon Ayuk's a guy that operates on the outside. That's the limited strength of this Seahawks defense, and if the 49ers are playing with a lead like we all anticipate, I just don't see him being a high-volume receiver unless he breaks a big one. Look for George Kittle and maybe Deebo Samuel to be the beneficiaries, and kind of dovetailing off of that, Brock Purdy passing attempts. This number's down a touch from 28.5 to 27.5. But again, if we're operating from a positive game script, no reason for him to go out there and chuck it all over the yard. I like Purdy under his pass attempts, and I like Brandon Ayuk under his receiving yards.
I'm a Purdy under pass attempts guy because I think Seattle is going to try to grind the clock out. I think they're going to try to shorten the game. That means less possessions. That means less plays. I think the 49ers are going to put the ball in Christian McCaffrey's hands and not tell Brock Purdy, go out there and throw it around and win it. There's a lot of things working in my favor. The only thing that worries me is if they were behind or, in the fourth quarter, which I don't think is going to happen. So ahead in the fourth quarter, when the game script early isn't throw it, and Seattle is going to try to run it and shorten the game, that all leads me, those are all arrows under Brock Purdy, 27.5 attempts. That's my best play in this particular game. All right, that's game one. Oh, are we going to be here all day, and then tomorrow, and then the next day? Because I am here with Team Vegas. I am the guest of these fine folks. I'm on scholarship. This is what it feels like. It's unbelievable.
EK,
Russ, back to you.
The guest picks up the tab. You know that,
no
right?
No problem. I got it.
All right.
That's big day one energy going on out there at the Caesars Sportsbook at Caesars Palace. 2/3 of the wagers have come in on the 49ers, giving 9 to the Seahawks in Super Wild Card game number 1 on a Saturday. And it's 1 down and 1 to go for a playoff Saturday in the NFL. When we come back, we're heading back out to Vegas for your best bets on the Chargers and Jags. That's next. This is CBS Sports HQ, delivered by Papa John's.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.